You know what was one of the biggest ever inventions of mankind? It was the invention of the wheel. Something like what I'm leaning onto right now? Not exactly, but something similar, something closer. The wheel drives the mankind forward. So boys and girls out there, welcome to yet another exciting episode of Green Signal. In today's episode of Green Signal, we have a car and a bike to review. And in the cars section, what we have is Mahindra's new Chota Beam, the Chota Silo, the Mahindra Quanto. There has been a lot of speculations about Mahindra's mini silo for months. Long before the Quanto was launched, there was 3D graphics and drawings in many of the magazines and publications. And most of them had got it quite right, at least from the front part. Now for buyers, Mahindra Quanto is actually good news. They get a smaller, easier to maneuver, low price variety of the silo. And for Mahindra, they actually needed this car in this particular segment because compact sports utility vehicle is picking up in India, and now Mahindra has got their boy there with the name Quanto. Mahindra Quanto comes in 4 variants: C2, C4, C6 and C8. Now today we are going to review the C6 variant of Quanto. The Quanto isn't a scaled down silo, it's actually the same MPV, the same multi-purpose vehicle with its tail chopped off. Now the result is actually awkward proportions. It's 1.9 meter tall and is just 4 meter in length. Just like the front part, the front and the rear doors are also carried over from silo, and the similarity extends to the C-pillar. However, Mahindra has given some distinctive SUV features to Quanto, which includes the black and D-pillar, the roof rails, the footboard, and an extra tire, a stepney tire which is mounted on the tailgate. The Quanto and Silo share the same 2760mm wheelbase, which suggests there is no compromise on space for the first 2 rows. The Quanto also uses 15-inch wheels, but the narrower and lower profile tires, that is 65 profile versus the Silo 75, further enhance the car's top heavy stance. The Quanto is 535mm shorter than the Silo, and a big advantage of shedding so much metal is that it weighs a considerable 190 kg less. However, at 1640 kilograms, it is still unduly heavy for such a compact vehicle. Now let's look into the hood of our boy. Powering the Quanto is a 1493cc 3-cylinder version of the very capable, very powerful M-Hawk common rail diesel engine. The Mahindra & Mahindra engineers has concentrated on insulating the cabin from vibrations and noise, and for most part, the Quanto is very positively refined. The engine settles to a smooth idle, and the 3-cylinder motor, it just gives you a slight hint of pitter-patter. While 98.6 bhp of power and 24.5 kg of torque from the small capacity engine may not appear generous, the well-judged gearing and the 2-stage turbocharger, a first on this class of car, results in impressive drivability. The engine hits a sweet spot from as low as 1600 rpm, and there is a linear and strong torque all the way past 3000 rpm, making the Quanto ideal for low speed and in-traffic driving. Trundling along in the third gear at 30 to 40 km per hour, you need just a gentle squeeze of the throttle to ease past slower cars. However, the superb low-speed drivability comes at the cost of top and punch. Even the mid-range isn't particularly strong. The rubbery gear shift doesn't feel great either. But it's something you cannot avoid during quick overtaking maneuvers. The shortfall in grunt requires a downshifter too. Also, the 3-cylinder diesel thrum becomes more apparent once you get past the 2500 RPM mark and is hard to shake off at high revs. You feel the shortfall of power most when you load up the Quanto with a full complement of passengers or when powering up a hill road. For the record, the Quanto takes a leisurely 16 seconds to reach 100 km per hour and reaches a top speed of 143 km per hour. The Quanto has got an incredibly generous amount of space inside. The lofty seating position, the huge glass area, and the low window gives it a very airy ambience. The middle row is particularly roomy, but the seat back is a bit too upright and the cushioning is a bit too flat and hard. As for the last pair of seats, the side-facing position, tight space, knees-up seating position and near-vertical backrest make these usable only for short drives, and the safety in the event of a rear impact is truly questionable. For all rows in place, luggage space is pretty limited. Fold the last two seats, however, and you get a reasonably big foot. In fact, Mahindra has done well when it comes to storage space around the cabin. There is a useful box under the driver's seat, foldable trays for the middle seat passengers, and space below the second row seat that is good to store 2 soft bags. When we speak about the ride and handling, the modest top speed is actually a blessing in Quanto. Why? Because at high speeds, the Quanto's drivability doesn't instill confidence in you. However, in the city, Quanto is a much better behaved car. Now, the ride is still fidgety, the drive is still fidgety, but still, the way it behaves with path holes and bumps is quite impressive. For the price, the Quanto is quite well equipped and comes with essential features like a tuned-in USB, SD card and aux-equipped music system, power steering, 2 airbags and ABS. The dashboard, a carryout from the silo, houses the digital drive assist system, which is the DDAS that gives you information on your distance to empty, average fuel economy and outside temperature. Quanto has been priced very aggressively, ranging from Rs 6 lakhs to Rs 7.5 lakhs, ranging from all the variants, that's from C2 to C8. Now all of a sudden, compact sports utility vehicles are the rage of the market. For buyers who wants the presence of an SUV on the road, combined with the lure of a diesel motor, plus low cost and reliability, I guess Quanto is the right choice.